Yeah, you're right. Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. Got Alex right there. You know who I am. Yeah, you're right. It's a little windier than we thought it would be, but at least it's not raining. It's been raining so much. It's been stopping me all week, but now we're out here on the pier. Look for some white trout into the night. So I know it's windy. It might be messing with my audio. I don't have a dead cat on the microphone. We're going to be I'm using shrimplets. My first catch.
I'm gonna bring my shucking knife. Just gonna let you an oyster in the middle of.
And these things really fight too. There is a possibility that it won't be as good tonight as previous nights when we've been here. Low tide is tonight around sometime after 10, and it's still, the tides are still affected by the full moon. So yeah, we haven't really had much go on. We've been here for about maybe 30-45 minutes. Someone gifted us some live shrimp when we showed up. Thank you for that. Alex has been fishing them and only catching little tiny cats. There's a lot of life out here. If you just stood here and listened for a while, you would hear a lot of fish jumping. Most of them are mullet. But usually, no matter when the tide or what the tide's going to do, usually things aren't like crazy right as the sun goes down. It usually takes a little bit. So I would say, as per usual, probably by like 9 something, 10 o'clock, or sometime around then, we might be catching, but we're going to inevitably be dealing with a slack tide at some point. So we're just here to see what happens. Oh, there's a lot of mullet here. Maybe we could go home with mullet for sure. But there's just not much quite under these lights. So that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for this to build. Eventually, there'll be stuff here. And it's starting to show up. It's not the white trout we want. Not quite yet. So I just switched to a sabiki. And I had a bite right off the bat. Oh, there was a bite. I got a fish. It was like a nice fighter too. Oh, look at that. Look at the size of that menhaden.
Wow.
I snagged him. That's going to be good catfish bait right there.
They passed something that like they couldn't net them. They had to be like a mile offshore or something.
What did I get this time? A little white trout? Look at that. Little guy. Let me turn on my light so I can see. A little tiny white trout. I'm going to let that one go. I think the state of Louisiana is making some kind of amendments, or they were running some kind of survey. It's addressing the menhaden population and possibly I don't know. Don't listen to me. I just saw an article float by me recently and I didn't read it all. Alex was kind of saying something. They're just some kind of study and they may do something, they may not, right? But why we brought it up is because we don't see that size menhaden this close in very often. It happens, right? But it's not like a size that we encounter this close in often. So I just put the sabiki way back out there where that happened. Wonder if we'll bang into another one. there's a bunker fishing industry here. There are bunker boats further down river from us. It's a love-hate relationship with some people. It's that you either love or hate it, right? It's what they say. Oh, there we go. A lot of our sport fish here depend on the menhaden for a food source, right? So if you're hitting them hard with a fishing industry, people's argument is that you're taking away that food source, and therefore you start to like see sizes of your game fish diminish, or maybe the population diminish. But I don't have.
They also just catch. They catch a ton of redfish as bycatch.
Yeah, those bunker boats do.
And then everybody's mad because they changed the redfish limits for recreational, but they feel like they didn't really, they really didn't make any changes to it.
Yeah.
You making a video right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Little homie just handed me a shrimp kebab out of the blue. Thank you.
Come on, Flint.
Oh, that's good.
Flint. Y'all getting any bites?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got one right now. Ooh, that was an oyster. There we go. Another hit for the sabiki. Fighting pretty good too. Yeah, but this time it's sizable. Look at that. I'm gonna turn on some light here to make sure we got a legal keeper. Yes. Look at that, guys. That is a nice sizable white trout there. Oh, he got himself off. Good on you. I had to turn on the light because I thought, wait a minute, is that an undersized speck? I mean, I would be happy to see specks tonight. I just don't think I'm going to see a keeper speck. And that's pretty cool. There are no regulations on these. Look at this, guys. It's starting to happen. The sabiki is getting more love than the shrimplets. Whoa, where are you going? What do we got here? We got us a smaller than the first white trout I kept, but that is definitely worth keeping. Whoa. Oh, nice, nice. They're starting to hit closer in where the light is, but just out on the edge. What did he spit up a menhaden? We got us another white trout. It's starting to happen, which is good because here pretty soon it might stop as we get into that slack tide around midnight. That one's okay. I mean, it's not like super big. That's big enough for cat food. And we got at least one in there big enough for hood. I feel like throwing the shrimplet, the double rig again, see if that happens. But just before I do that, I wanted to show you what I am. And this is like pretty much a traditional fish skin style sabiki that I'm using. You see that? They look like little winged, like the hooks have little wings on them. Alright, so I'm like throwing it way out into where it's dark, and then I start getting into the bites as soon as I get to where it transitions, where the light transitions, like right out in there. You see that dark line, right? Oh, there was a bite right there. Because they don't like just automatically build right into the center of the light. First thing that happens is they're biting on the very edges of the light until they start getting thick right down here underneath the light and where the center point is. that might be how it goes with the bigger fish, because there are smaller things down here in the central point of the light at the moment, but the bigger ones are like right out there. You can see where my finger is here. And eventually they're just gonna be crazy under there if they're given the time, if they're given enough time. All right, nothing on those passes. Come on. Oh, yes. So for a second, I switched back to my shrimplets on the double and just got no love, no joy. Did one cast, this very one you just saw. And look at that. See the two teeth? I got a decent white trout. I don't know, some nights are better for the sabiki than the shrimplet. I'm only using 3/8 ounce of lead on the end of this sabiki, but it is a little heavier approach than the shrimplet double, which, yeah, that's just a light approach using the shrimplets. Seems to work a little better closer in with the shrimplets than it does throwing them far out. Chicken box. Oh, I got your favorite. You're keeping these, right? Well, there you go. I got a little guy this time. I'm gonna let this one go. He's pretty small. Let me just check out the size of that. That's it's all good. Yeah, let some go. Little things I don't want to mess with. That's what the last 5 minutes have been. I think we need a break to let these little things just get out of here. It's the little things you don't want to mess with. It's a little gaff top. Backwards and upside down. We're definitely getting closer and closer to that slack tide. The bite has dropped. We are so close to that slack tide. It's like got to be happening right now, but you could fool yourself out here because the wind is pushing water in. But this is what's up. When I'm pulling a sabiki back loaded with little catfish, we're pretty much at the end. Like, you know, you go look out here and listen and think, oh, there's all kinds of fish, but this is all we're catching. 1 minute after 12:30 makes it 12:31. Makes it 30 minutes longer than I wanted to be here, because yeah, we were expecting it to just stop around midnight, and it has. But we've been hanging out for the past 30 minutes trying to hang on, see if we can get anything extra. Can't even get mullet. Everything's just fleeting. Well, there's still stuff going on. It's a bite here and there, right? But it's nothing like it was 45 minutes ago. Not a big take tonight. We didn't think we would get a big take because of low tide being tonight, and it is fairly low. You can smell that it's low tide. You smell the mud that low tide is exposing, and it's going to be a while before it turns around and it starts to get good again. And we're not going to wait for that to happen tonight. We are calling it. We are going. Actually, I'm waiting for Alex to get his fill. He's given his crab nets a few more minutes. He's only got like, did you get up to a dozen keepers yet?
I got like half a dozen.
Half a dozen keepers. So yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thank you so much for being a member of the channel. And thank you so much for going over to M Hood Discovered and subscribing there and checking out what I got going on there. Yeah, you're right. I will see you next time.